If you grew up watching the Dr. Seuss animated Christmas special, How the Grinch Stole Christmas, every year from the mid 1960s, the way I did, you definitely remember the mean Grinch as he prepares to dump the impossibly overloaded sleigh filled with all the Christmas presents and decorations and the food of an entire village of Who's off the top of Mount Crumpet. The Grinch pauses for a moment in this evil mission to hear the sound he knows will be coming from Whoville as they discover that Christmas didn't come. All the Who's down in Whoville will all cry, boo-hoo. But instead, he hears something completely different than he expected. The sound of singing rising over the snow. It started out low, and then it started to grow. Now, the Grinch stands there puzzling until his puzzler is sore, until finally he realizes that maybe Christmas doesn't come from a store. Maybe, just maybe, it means a little bit more. A colleague of mine reported having the following conversation with her child when they were discussing the Grinch recently. She asked, "What do you perceive to be the moral of the story? What's the value at the heart of it?" Her 7-year-old answers, "Love your neighbor." She says, "Okay, I see that, but what about the gifts part? It came without boxes, it came without bags, etc." Her child replies, "Yeah, but he gave them back, so that can't be the real moral. If gifts weren't important, it wouldn't have showed him doing that. The real moral is that they welcomed him back after he stole all their stuff. They loved him anyway." I've been thinking a lot about the Grinch story in this year of COVID. In fact, I'd say in some ways it has been the story that has helped me to stay pretty consistently cheerful about Christmas in 2020. It's also helped me through many a Christmas that got banged up or rained on in some way or failed to meet my expectations, our cultural images of the perfect Christmas. I was doubtful as a child that I would be able to head out into the village square and sing cheerfully, even if our tree and our stockings and all our food were gone on Christmas morning. But I was an earnest little girl who wanted to be good, so I believed it would be the right way to act, even if it wasn't exactly how I felt. I had high hopes for what Santa would leave under the tree. But the story of a community who sang without any presents at all helped me at least aspire to be grateful, no matter what. And this year, after a lifetime of living toward that aspiration, it feels like tomorrow is something of a test. Will I get up in the morning and wail? Or will I get up in the morning and sing? A couple of nights ago, I watched The Grinch for the 40-somethingth time with my son, Carl, who is spending the week with me before returning to college. And at the end, there's a scene where all the Who's pour into the village to sing with the Christmas tree gone. And their singing appears to cause a bright light to appear in the center of their circle where the tree would have been. And as they continue to sing, that light rises up into the sky. "What do you think that's supposed to be?" Carl asks from the other side of the couch. I'm not sure what he expected me to say, but he surely knew there was a risk of a lengthy theological exploration of all the possibilities. Could be light. I think it's Jesus's light coming into the village, I began. And then I thought, it's the star. "It looks like the sun. Looks like a sunrise," he interjected while we both watched the light rising. "It does," I admitted, and fell quiet as we watched the Grinch grab his poor dog's paw and try to work out how all the Who's could possibly be singing when he had gone to so much trouble to make them miserable instead. And as we watched his heart grow 3 sizes, I remembered the word that had eluded me when Carl first asked his question. As the Grinch lifted that sleigh with the strength of 10 Grinches and turned it back towards the village to return everything he had stolen, I said to Carl, "It's love. That thing in the middle is love." And as we watched the Grinch joyfully returning the presents and then carving the roast beast, I thought about the moral my friend's child took from the story. Love your neighbor even though he stole your stuff. This year has stolen so much, including things that we didn't quite realize we could lose, like the ability to safely gather with our families to celebrate. As I watched all those who's gather on Christmas morning, presents or not, I thought, okay, well, so no. This year we can be heart in heart, or heart to heart in a very abstract sort of way, but definitely not hand in hand, and definitely not hand in hand singing. This year has been truly horrific for many, with fires, floods, and storms destroying homes, businesses, entire communities. And the deep divide in our national politics has torn right through the middle of families. We don't seem to know how to stop that gap from widening, never mind repairing it. And of course, watching the mounting death toll from the pandemic and all the collateral damage that has come from shutting down schools and businesses and so many public events. There are so many reasons to wake up tomorrow feeling sad, feeling angry, feeling exhausted, and feeling lonely. And of course, as all the dramatic public crises of 2020 have unfolded, the regular sorrows such as breakups, unemployment, illness, addiction, and death from all the other things besides COVID haven't stopped. Will I get up in the morning and wail? Or will I get up in the morning and sing? There's a popular meme that began, I learned, with an ad for an old El Paso taco dinner kit. It's a family arguing over whether they should have hard tacos or soft tacos, and their adorable little girl shrugs and suggests, ¿Por qué no los dos? Why not both? Some of us have, so far at least, been spared the worst of the 2020 hardships. For me, tomorrow will most likely begin with singing, but it may well include moments of sadness too. For others, the day will certainly begin with heavy sorrow and deep loss. I hope and pray that for those the light of love will shine somewhere, somehow, before the day is over. If you are able to sing tomorrow, think about who may need you to take their hand, metaphorically speaking. Make a call, make 2, make lots, and help the light shine. If you wake up staggering under the weight of grief, please don't feel you need to carry it alone. You don't have to sing until you have a song. And it's also fine to sing through tears or to mix your song with some shouting. Please take care of yourself as a loving God would take care of you. Make a call yourself. Answer the phone if it rings, and let yourself be held in the love that Christmas celebrates. May it be so. Amen.